Live from the THV 11 studios, I'm Tamer Knight. Before we get to the latest news updates, let's take a quick look at the forecast with meteorologist Tracy Bean. Good afternoon, Tracy.
Hello, Tamer. So nice to have you here in this noon hour. We are starting to see some of that development push off to the east, but unfortunately, we're going to still see a little bit more start to acquire as we're heading into the afternoon and evening hours. Taking a look here at our current radar, a few showers south of Arkansas and off to the east, but you can see there is more headed our way. We do have this severe thunderstorm watch until 5 p.m. for a few counties just off to the far east. We're going to have to keep an eye on that area. But taking a look here in central Arkansas, we're going to take a little field trip around the state. Right now, we are looking at just mainly a few little showers to our south. We had a very strong system push through around 10 o'clock this morning. It was very loud and it gave a lot of rain as well. But again, that has pushed off and now we're just looking for some of those scattered showers. Looking off to the south, as I mentioned, we're going to start to see that uptick down here. Now, if you are on Interstate 30, you're certainly dealing with that. If you're having to drive, make sure you stay safe. There was a lot of extra rain that passed through this morning, and so moving ourselves again off to the northeast, and most of those showers are pushing out of the state. But again, keeping an eye here on these counties as we're starting to see some development there, but that's going to be the case throughout the day on and off. 64 in central Arkansas right now. You can certainly see where that frontal boundary is laying. We've got 70, 79 in Monticello, and that's going to come into play here in a little while, especially this afternoon. Hour by hour, we are looking for mainly some cloud cover, a few little scattered rain showers, and a few thunderstorms as we're heading into the evening. Some of those still could be severe at times, but I expect most of that will stay to our south tonight. Looking for a high today right around 75, and again, those isolated storms that could be severe at times. That Storm Prediction Center does have portions of Arkansas in that enhanced area. Little Rock is right there on the cusp of that slight and marginal, so we're going to have to keep an eye on things, especially as we're heading into late afternoon. We'll talk a little bit more and we'll time things out coming up in a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Tracy. The scope of disruption from this week's storm has expanded. The metro area were blasted with winds reaching up to 80 miles per hour. People in the metro area were blasted with winds reaching up to 80 miles per hour that notably reflected in the city of Jacksonville. The brutal wind completely lifted trees from the ground and there were damage done to buildings in the area. We spoke to a woman in the storm's path who described her experience during the intense moments.
The record truck there, the windshield is broke out of it because part of the roof had blown on top of the wrecker. We have a tree that's uprooted, a cedar tree, had uprooted and landed on our camper. But there's a lot of damage. It could have been worse, but you know, man upstairs, he's watching over us.
Despite the high mileage winds, there has not been a confirmation of a tornado on the ground. We're also following these reports in Russellville. There's video evidence of damage there as well. The campus of Arkansas Tech also took some bruising. Those in the neighborhood say the threat caught them off guard.
So we're sitting here working and you get a phone call
from a friend that says, hey, I think your house just got blown away. I said, what are you talking about? So we just loaded up in the car and drove over there, and the whole time you're thinking, nah, it can't be our house.
I was just, oh my gosh, did that really just happen? The wind really just took our roof off?
Cleanup is still happening. Thankfully, no storm-related injuries have been reported at this time. The Attorney General's grip on retail crime has tightened. His office shared yesterday that its efforts have led to yet another arrest. AG Griffin sent these details to our newsroom. He says his private sector partners tipped off his office about a retail theft at a Little Rock Marshall store. That led them to the arrest of Casey Cunningham. He faces felony charges. Another person of interest is Sacha Ziegler. A warrant has been issued for her arrest. Tim Griffin's statement concluded with reminding those engaging in retail crime that his office is, quote, committed to holding them accountable. And police announcing developments on a sweeping drug bust in Pine Bluff. 45 pounds of illegal marijuana was seized from smoke shops within the area. Police say the investigation puts a spotlight on Arkansas marijuana laws. According to police, store owners involved in the bust say they thought they were selling legal products. The reason because the products did not contain THC. It was then revealed that they did, however, contain THCA. The variation produces the same effect as THC when heated.
generally it's assumed that the THCA will convert to THC because people are going to light it on fire and breathe it in, or they're going to heat it at a real high temperature in the oven and then mix it with other edibles or oils or whatever they're doing.
Many of the state laws pertaining to product regulation has faced heavy legal pushback. This hour, 2 men are behind bars accused in a deadly Camden shooting. They're 18-year-olds Chris Arnold and Keegan Turner. Police say they killed a man on Friday and injured another. A SWAT team had been called out to arrest the pair. They're both facing serious murder charges. Now to Garland County, where Hot Springs School District officials are facing mounting pressure to remove Superintendent Stephanie Knight. The development comes after her husband's arrest for a parole violation in his 2015 child sex abuse material case. The school board held an emergency meeting last night. THV 11's Catherine Rowley has the breakdown.
After an executive session, the Hot Springs School Board allowing Dr. Stephanie Knight to remain in her position as superintendent. Now, as to how parents took that in, take a listen.
Say no to pedals, May's gotta go! Say no to pedals, May's gotta go!
I don't believe that she should be over any children right now at all.
Susan Robinson says that she has children in Hot Springs High School. She says that while she feels her children are safe in the school district, she's concerned about the district as a whole. This stems from the arrest of Zachary Nahus, the superintendent's husband. Nahus, a registered sex offender, was arrested earlier this week for violating parole. But right now, it's unclear how exactly he violated that parole.
She's just as guilty if you're going to sit here and say that he's innocent when clearly he's not. You're just as guilty as he is.
It's kind of disgusting that they would allow her to be a superintendent knowing that she's supporting him and she stands behind him.
That's Shayna Robinson. She too has 3 kids who are in the district.
You should not have any type of say-so in a school district, and we have more than just one school here. There's like 5 or 6 schools that she is ahead of, and it's not okay. She needs to go.
Now, Robinson tells me if Dr. Nahus is not removed, she might be forced to looking at moving her kids.
If nothing's done about it, I'm going to consider doing it.
Daniela Mayan, another parent with a child in the district, says she can't wait to see what happens to Dr. Nahus. Instead, she plans to act now, transferring her son out of the district.
If she steps down, maybe in a year we'll come back. I love this district. I love everything that it stands for. Not currently, though. Let's go back to our old morals. Let's go back to who we were.
After the move to keep Dr. Nahus, the district released this statement. It says in part, quote, "The board of directors for the Hot Springs School District is fully committed to student safety and is horrified by all forms of child abuse and child sexual exploitation. At this point, with only 4 out of 5 board members present, the board does not feel equipped to make any decision concerning leadership and staffing."
For Wake Up Central, I'm Catherine Rowley.
Sometimes you've just got to take matters into your own hands. That was the case for a college student in North Carolina when she noticed her father's hand's mobility wasn't in the best shape. She turned to robotics for help.
And it was an active morning weather-wise, and we're looking to settle down a little bit, but will that stick around? Let's talk about those stormy temperatures warming up or cooling down. Will the rain continue? Well, we've got a nice forecast for the weekend. Let's talk about that coming up in just a few minutes.
And it's time for the summer cereal drive. We're going big, planning to visit 25 different locations this time around. We would love for you to help us in the fight against hunger. Text cereal to the number on your screen, 501-376-1111.